Why bigger doesn't mean better in fighting. In this video, we will give you a in-depth look at why bigger doesn't mean better in fighting. We will go back in history to Mike Tyson, to Muhammad Ali, and the famous Japanese small sumo wrestler named Minomi, famous for defeating extremely big, large, giant sumo wrestlers, and many more. And we will also use the animal kingdom to explain some myths of why bigger doesn't mean better in fighting. First, we will begin with Mike Tyson. First of all, Mike Tyson was pretty light for most heavyweight. He weighed about 214 pounds, sometimes around 220 pounds. Most of his opponents weigh a lot more, and most of his opponents was a lot taller also. We will also cover the myth of height and why taller is not better in fighting. Also, Mike Tyson was a small man among giants, and many times how he takes out these giants and make it look easy. Some might argue that some of these guys were bums. Yes, but not all. Some of these guys had skill. Yes, but not all. Some of them had skill. You do not get to become a champion from fighting all bums. Tyson had skill. He strikes with both speed, power, and accuracy. Many times his opponent couldn't even hit him. Many of them were big and slow. Many times it was like a tiger fighting an elephant. He was in constant motion with his peekaboo, relying on grace of movement from keeping him from getting hit. Customato taught him the importance of movement and being in the right place at the right time. He taught him if your opponent cannot hit you, they cannot beat you. The art of fighting is to hit your opponent without being hit. Grace of movement overcome power. What good is your opponent's power if he cannot hit you? Many times, even though his opponent was bigger, it didn't matter because they couldn't hit him. Muhammad Ali also depended on grace of movement too, but it was just a different type of movement, leaning back and slipping punches, rope-a-dope, dancing around. Muhammad Ali was pretty light too for a heavyweight too when he was in his prime. Later in his career, he was more heavy. Many of his opponents was a lot bigger, like Big George Foreman. Many thought Foreman was going to win because of his size. He was like a beast compared to Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali knocked him out. Now I will use physics to explain. First, for every advantage, there is a disadvantage. When a small guy is fighting a big guy, they both have a equal advantage and disadvantage, just like a tall opponent and a short opponent. They each have a equal advantage and disadvantage. It is all about strategy and who can complement his game plan effective against his opponent. Most people's prejudiceness when it comes to fighting is not based on facts or science. It is just based on belief, and belief is not always based in reality. Some people believe that a taller fighter has the advantage or a bigger fighter has the advantage, which is not true. Now, we will take a look at one of the greatest sumo wrestler named Minomi. He weighed about 196 pounds. He was one of the smallest sumo wrestler. All of his opponents then was extremely big giants. Some weigh as much as 500 pounds or more, and he would defeat them all and make it look like nothing. In a sport like sumo wrestling, people would think that bigger is better, but he proved them wrong. Where we are not just talking about boxing or sumo wrestling, but all of combat. Now check out some of his match where he is throwing his big opponents around like nothing. There are also those that claim when you put a big guy and a small guy to fight and they are equally skilled, the big guy will win. This is not true. And fighting is not just about physical skill. There are other factors that play a part, like heart, belief, determination, the ability to take a beating without quitting, intelligence. If you have more skill than your opponent, but you lack heart, your opponent might still defeat you. If he has more heart and determination than you, he might still defeat you. To be a great fighter, it takes both skill and heart. Skill without heart, or heart without skill, is like yin without yang. A fighter needs both to be successful. Fighting is like a cooking recipe. It takes many ingredients to be a champion. It takes both heart and skill. Skill alone will take you nowhere. So you cannot just compare fighters by skill alone. For fighting to be effective, it must be based on science and nature. Also, sometimes the smallest animals in the jungle are the most deadly. Not always. There are those that claim the lion is the king of the jungle. This is not true. There are many small animals in the jungle that are known for defeating lions and killing them. Like, for example, the black mamba is one of the fastest snakes in the world and one of the most deadly. They are small and deadly. They are known for killing lions with their deadly venom. Their strikes is extremely fast. Also, the cobra are known for defeating lions and tigers. Also, sometimes they spray their venom in the lion's eyes, and sometimes it can blind them. Also, it is very hard for the lion to win when fighting some of these snakes because the snakes are small and flexible and extremely fast, and their venom is deadly. Sometimes it takes only one strike with their deadly venom to kill the extremely big lion. And remember, do not just believe in something because many people believe in it. You must question everything and do your own research. And remember, you are your own highest authority. This is the new age of enlightenment. And thank you, and subscribe for more extraordinary, amazing videos.